Hey, welcome back to Album April. It's April 8th, and today I listened to OK Computer by Radiohead. This is a big one. This is one of those common what is the best album of all time answers. However, I remember looking this up. When you ask Radiohead fans what the best album is, the answers are usually split between OK Computer, Kid A, and In Rainbows. So I figured I might as well finish the trilogy this year. The reason why I didn't do it sooner is that I know I've listened to this album before, but it was probably about 10 years ago, so I don't remember anything about it. And now that I've listened to those three albums from Radiohead, I didn't like this as much as I liked In Rainbows, but I did like it more than Kid A. That time, like 10 years ago, I definitely listened to all three of Radiohead's first albums, and there was a very clear trajectory. From Pablo Honey to The Bends to OK Computer, it sounded less and less mainstream. And since I've listened to Kid A, I do know that that trajectory did continue with the next album. And how you think about that is a personal opinion. It's a matter of style and taste, but for me, it all became a lot less personable. I can feel the emotions of a song like Creep or Fake Placid Trees more than I could for anything on OK Computer. And when it comes to subject matter, I would rather hear a breakup album than an experimental art album that's a critique of capitalism. So that sort of emotional experience is taken away, and the only thing that would be left is music that sounds really good. And for me, the only song on OK Computer that fits that description is exit music for a film. That song has been in my rotation for so many years, I know it very well. But I'm pretty sure the popular answer for the best song from OK Computer is Paranoid Android. And you know what? I get it. It has multiple parts, it's well composed, it's pretty much their Bohemian Rhapsody. And on this album, the only musical moment that stuck out for being bad was at the end of Karma Police, where they just kept repeating this really loud, obnoxious noise over and over. I also remember during my listen of this album, I actually took note of the fact that Climbing Up the Walls goes very hard. But I remember last year when I was reading up about In Rainbows, and one of the things that the critics said was a really good, positive point for that album, is that you could tell that the band was enjoying themselves while they were recording it. And I don't know if I ever got that impression from OK Computer. And this is not me saying that Radiohead isn't made up of people who love what they do. I'm sure it absolutely is. I'm just saying that there was a very intentional sort of impenetrable roboticism to a lot of the songs on this album. And yes, that is what they were going for, but I don't necessarily like that. OK Computer is a good album. It is a well-made album. I can fully acknowledge that, but it's not an album that I would keep wanting to go back to. But when I think back to Jigsaw Falling Into Place from In Rainbows, that song was fun in a way that none of these are. It's all dependent on what you're after, I guess. And for what I'm after in an album listening experience, this album was okay. I get the hype, I just don't really agree with it. Alright, thank you for listening. I'll see you tomorrow.